Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, whether personal or professional. Yet, not everyone we encounter in life will be deserving of that trust. Recognizing the signs of untrustworthiness early can save us from disappointment, betrayal, and unnecessary emotional turmoil. Stoic philosophy, with its focus on clarity, reason, and self-awareness, provides valuable guidance in navigating such challenges. The Stoics remind us to focus on what we can control, our actions, values, and decisions, while being mindful of the external forces that lie beyond our influence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This principle emphasizes the importance of integrity, not only in ourselves, but also in those we allow into our lives. When someone's actions or words consistently contradict their professed values, it's a clear signal that they may not be trustworthy. In this video, we'll explore 5 telltale signs that someone cannot be trusted. By identifying these behaviors, you can protect your peace of mind and build relationships that align with your values. Let's delve into how Stoicism can help you discern and navigate trust in your everyday interactions. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Let's strive to live better, more respectful lives together. Number 1. Inconsistency between words and actions. Trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship, and consistency is its foundation. When someone's words don't align with their actions, it creates doubt, confusion, and ultimately, a lack of trust. Reliable individuals demonstrate congruence between what they say and what they do, showcasing integrity and accountability. On the other hand, people who frequently break promises or contradict themselves signal a lack of sincerity and responsibility, making them untrustworthy. Inconsistency often manifests in subtle yet telling ways. For instance, someone might make promises they don't intend to keep, such as agreeing to meet you, but repeatedly canceling at the last minute. While isolated incidents might be forgivable, a pattern of such behavior reveals a deeper issue. They prioritize their convenience or desires over their commitment to you. This inconsistency erodes trust, leaving you questioning their intentions and reliability. The Stoics believed in the importance of integrity and holding oneself accountable. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This principle underscores that words and actions must align for a person to be deemed trustworthy. When someone fails to uphold this alignment, it not only reflects poorly on their character, but also creates unnecessary emotional strain for those around them. To navigate relationships with inconsistent individuals, it's important to observe their behavior over time rather than focusing on isolated incidents. Consistency is not proven in grand gestures, but in repeated actions that align with their words. If someone frequently makes excuses, shifts blame, or fails to deliver on their commitments, these patterns are clear indicators of unreliability. Trust requires time to build, and observing consistency over a prolonged period ensures that it's well placed. It's also essential to set boundaries with individuals who exhibit inconsistent behavior. Communicate your expectations clearly and hold them accountable for their commitments. If they fail to meet those expectations repeatedly, it may be necessary to reevaluate their place in your life. Protecting your peace and prioritizing relationships with those who respect your time and trust is a sign of self-respect. Moreover, recognize that someone's inconsistency often reflects their internal struggles rather than your worth. They may lack self-awareness, discipline, or the courage to uphold their commitments. While it's compassionate to give people the benefit of the doubt, it's equally important not to excuse behaviors that continually undermine trust. You can offer understanding without compromising your boundaries or peace of mind. Inconsistency between words and actions is a major red flag in trustworthiness. It reveals a lack of integrity and accountability, both of which are essential for healthy relationships. By observing patterns of behavior over time and setting clear boundaries, you can protect yourself from unnecessary disappointment and focus on building connections with people who honor their words. As the Stoics remind us, trust is a gift that must be earned through consistent and honest action. Number 2, avoiding responsibility. Responsibility is a hallmark of trustworthiness. When someone consistently avoids accountability or refuses to admit their mistakes, it signals a lack of reliability and integrity. Such behavior not only undermines trust, but also creates an environment where conflicts remain unresolved, progress stalls, and relationships suffer. The ability to take responsibility for one's actions is fundamental to building meaningful connections and maintaining credibility. People who avoid responsibility often exhibit specific patterns of behavior. For instance, they may frequently shift blame to others, even when their role in the situation is evident. Imagine a colleague who constantly blames team members for missed deadlines, despite their own lack of effort or organization. Or a friend who denies wrongdoing, even when confronted with clear evidence. These tendencies reveal an unwillingness to face the consequences of their actions, making it difficult to trust them. The Stoics emphasized the importance of owning one's actions. Epictetus taught, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This wisdom underscores the significance of self-accountability, not only for personal growth, but also for fostering trust in relationships. When someone avoids responsibility, they deny themselves and others the opportunity to learn from mistakes and move forward constructively. Recognizing and addressing this behavior begins with observation. Pay attention to how someone handles conflict or failure. Do they acknowledge their role, or do they quickly deflect blame? For example, in a professional setting, a trustworthy leader admits when a project doesn't meet expectations and works to find solutions. An untrustworthy leader, on the other hand, might point fingers, eroding team morale and credibility. Another red flag is defensiveness. People who avoid responsibility often react defensively when confronted, making excuses or redirecting the focus rather than addressing the issue. This avoidance prevents meaningful resolution and can leave others feeling unheard or undervalued. To navigate relationships with individuals who avoid responsibility, set clear boundaries and communicate your expectations. Let them know that accountability is essential for building trust and maintaining a healthy dynamic. For instance, in a professional context, you might address recurring issues by discussing the impact of their behavior on the team and emphasizing the importance of collaborative problem solving. While it's important to hold others accountable, it's equally crucial to model accountability yourself. By admitting your own mistakes and demonstrating a commitment to improvement, you set a positive example and create a culture of trust. This approach encourages others to reflect on their actions and fosters a more transparent and productive relationship. Avoiding responsibility is a sign of deeper character flaws, such as a lack of self-awareness or fear of vulnerability, that undermine trust. By identifying this behavior and addressing it thoughtfully, you can protect yourself from unnecessary disappointment and focus on building relationships rooted in honesty and accountability. Trust thrives in environments where people own their actions, learn from their mistakes, and work together to grow stronger. As the Stoics remind us, integrity begins with taking responsibility for our choices and their consequences. Number 3, they frequently gossip about others. Gossip is often dismissed as harmless chatter, but when someone frequently speaks negatively about others or shares private information, it signals a deeper issue of untrustworthiness. Trust is built on respect, integrity, and discretion, qualities that are absent in habitual gossipers. If someone consistently gossips about others, there's a high likelihood they will do the same to you, making them unreliable and potentially harmful. At its core, gossip reveals a lack of respect for boundaries and confidentiality. When someone discloses the personal matters of mutual friends or coworkers, they demonstrate an inability or unwillingness to honor trust. For instance, if a colleague regularly reveals private details about another coworker's personal struggles, it's a clear indication that your own secrets are not safe with them. This behavior not only damages relationships, but also creates a toxic environment where trust and openness are stifled. The Stoics warned against engaging in such destructive behaviors. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." This perspective encourages us to focus on self-improvement rather than judging or criticizing others, aligning our actions with integrity and respect. Gossipers, however, often focus on the faults or private lives of others to divert attention from their own insecurities or shortcomings. Frequent gossip also undermines the foundation of meaningful relationships. Genuine connections are built on mutual respect and trust, but gossip fosters suspicion and division. When you hear someone sharing private details about others, it creates doubt about their loyalty and discretion. This behavior often stems from a need to gain attention or control, highlighting deeper character flaws that make them untrustworthy. To protect yourself from the negative impact of gossip, exercise caution when sharing personal information with habitual gossipers. If someone frequently divulges sensitive details about others, assume they may treat your confidences the same way. Avoid disclosing anything you wouldn't want widely known, and steer conversations toward neutral or positive topics to discourage gossiping altogether. Setting boundaries is another important strategy. If someone tries to involve you in gossip, redirect the conversation or express your discomfort. For example, you might say, "I prefer not to talk about others when they're not here to share their side of the story." This approach not only protects your integrity, but also signals that you value discretion and respect in your relationships. Finally, reflect on the company you keep. Surround yourself with individuals who uplift and inspire rather than tear others down. Building relationships with people who value honesty and confidentiality creates a supportive and trustworthy social circle. Frequent gossiping is a clear red flag when it comes to trustworthiness. It reveals a lack of integrity, respect, and self-control, qualities essential for healthy relationships. By recognizing this behavior and setting clear boundaries, you can safeguard your own peace of mind and prioritize connections with people who share your values. As the Stoics remind us, integrity is the cornerstone of trust, and avoiding gossip is a key step in cultivating meaningful and reliable relationships. Number 4. Manipulative behavior. Manipulative behavior is one of the most damaging traits in relationships, whether personal or professional. Manipulators prioritize their self-interest above honesty, fairness, and the well-being of others. They often twist situations to achieve their goals, disregarding boundaries or emotions. This behavior not only erodes trust, but also creates a toxic dynamic that can leave you feeling emotionally drained and vulnerable. At its core, manipulation is about control. Manipulators use various tactics to influence others, often in subtle or covert ways. For example, they may use guilt to make you feel responsible for their actions, flattery to gain your favor, or deceit to obscure their true intentions. Imagine a colleague who heaps praise on you to secure your help with a project, but takes all the credit once it's complete. Or a friend who fabricates a crisis to avoid accountability or force you to act against your better judgment. These tactics reveal a lack of integrity and respect for others' boundaries. The Stoics emphasized the importance of living with honesty and authenticity, values that manipulators often disregard. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This wisdom reminds us that our intentions and actions shape our character. Manipulative behavior stems from a lack of alignment with virtues like integrity and respect, making such individuals untrustworthy. One of the most insidious aspects of manipulation is its ability to make you doubt yourself. Manipulators are skilled at exploiting insecurities or emotions, leaving you questioning your decisions or perceptions. For instance, they may dismiss your concerns as overreactions or frame their actions as being for your benefit. This gaslighting behavior not only undermines your confidence, but also creates a sense of dependency that further cements their control. To identify manipulative behavior, pay close attention to how someone makes you feel during and after interactions. If you consistently feel emotionally exhausted, coerced, or uneasy, it's a strong indication that you may be dealing with a manipulator. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Establishing boundaries is critical when dealing with manipulators. Be clear and firm about your limits, and don't allow them to guilt or pressure you into compromising your values. For example, if someone tries to manipulate you into taking on extra responsibilities at work by implying you're not a team player, if you refuse, respond assertively. You might say, "I value contributing to the team, but I need to ensure my current workload is manageable." Another effective strategy is to limit your emotional exposure. Manipulators thrive on controlling the narrative, so avoid sharing personal vulnerabilities with them. Instead, focus on maintaining a professional or neutral tone in your interactions and seek support from trusted friends or mentors when navigating difficult situations. Manipulative behavior is a clear sign of untrustworthiness. It reveals a disregard for honesty, boundaries, and the well-being of others, making healthy relationships impossible. By recognizing the signs of manipulation, setting firm boundaries, and trusting your instincts, you can protect yourself from emotional harm and prioritize connections rooted in mutual respect and integrity. As the Stoics remind us, living authentically and honestly is the foundation of trust and meaningful relationships. Number 5. Lack of transparency. Transparency is the cornerstone of trust. When someone is open and honest about their intentions, actions, and decisions, it creates an environment of confidence and reliability. Conversely, a lack of transparency, manifested through secrecy, evasiveness, or dishonesty, undermines relationships and fosters suspicion. Whether in personal or professional settings, individuals who fail to communicate openly often leave others feeling uncertain and mistrustful. A lack of transparency can take many forms. For instance, someone might withhold critical information, dodge straightforward questions, or provide vague or contradictory answers. Imagine a colleague who refuses to share important project updates or avoids clarifying their role in a mistake. Similarly, a friend who conceals details about their plans or motivations creates doubt about their reliability. These behaviors suggest they may be hiding something, whether out of self-interest, insecurity, or a desire to manipulate the situation. The Stoics emphasized living with integrity and authenticity, values that align with transparency. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This idea reminds us that honesty is not just about our words, but also about how we live and engage with others. A lack of transparency often reflects deeper character flaws, such as fear of accountability or disregard for others' right to know the truth. One of the challenges of dealing with people who lack transparency is the uncertainty they create. Without clear communication, it becomes difficult to make informed decisions or build meaningful relationships. Their evasiveness forces others to second-guess their intentions, leading to mistrust and, often, conflict. This dynamic is not only emotionally taxing, but also counterproductive to achieving mutual goals or understanding. To identify a lack of transparency, observe how someone communicates, especially in challenging situations. Do they address concerns directly, or do they deflect and evade? Are they consistent in their explanations, or do they frequently change their stories? For example, If someone repeatedly avoids answering a simple question or shifts blame without clarity, it's a strong indication they may not be trustworthy. When faced with individuals who lack transparency, prioritize open communication and set clear expectations. Encourage them to share information honestly and provide a safe space for dialogue. For instance, in a professional setting, you might say, "It's important for the team to have all the details so we can make informed decisions. Can you clarify your perspective on this?" In personal relationships, expressing the value of honesty can encourage transparency while reinforcing trust. However, if their lack of transparency persists despite your efforts, it's essential to reevaluate their role in your life. Trust is built on open and honest communication, and individuals who cannot provide that may not be worth the emotional investment. In conclusion, a lack of transparency is a significant barrier to trust. It creates suspicion, hampers communication, and undermines relationships. By recognizing the signs, encouraging open dialogue, and setting boundaries, you can protect yourself from unnecessary doubt and focus on building connections rooted in honesty and reliability. As the Stoics remind us, integrity and openness are essential for fostering trust and creating meaningful, enduring relationships. Trust is a cornerstone of all meaningful relationships, but it must be earned, not freely given. Recognizing the signs of untrustworthiness, whether it's inconsistency, avoidance of responsibility, gossip, manipulation, or lack of transparency, allows you to protect your peace and prioritize relationships built on integrity and mutual respect. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, including our choices about who we allow into our lives. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By identifying these red flags, you ensure that your thoughts, energy, and trust are directed toward those who deserve them. In a world filled with complexities, it's empowering to navigate relationships with clarity and wisdom. Let go of the need to fix or change people who display these behaviors, and instead, surround yourself with those who demonstrate honesty, consistency, and accountability. Building a strong, trustworthy circle not only enhances your relationships, but also reinforces your own values. Ultimately, trust is a gift you bestow upon those who honor it. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism to make thoughtful decisions about where to invest your trust, and you'll cultivate a life of deeper connections and greater peace of mind. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who might need to hear this. Let's strive to live better, more respectful lives together.